100 team for the second rotation of Harsetti, still on the Ruiza Resonance. We are going to be using no Earth Elemental heroes this time. For the Fenne setup before, it was Asaria / Laya in the front. Laya was slightly better because you only really needed the one turn cooldown decrease, and Laya had HP imprint, so she was actually a decent bit better than Asaria. And then also no Freerin. So swapping out Asaria / Laya, you have two options for your skill cooldown reduction unit. Achates is much comfier to work with for a couple of reasons, some I'll mention later. Your other option is Aram. Aram does have an attack imprint, and imprints did get buffed, but she is a lot harder to run. It's a completely different tuning, honestly. You can try both if you have Aram and you want to tune it, and you have the gear for it, then go for it. Otherwise, Achates makes this much easier to run. So I'll be doing the Achates setup here. And let's take a look at the units. So first up is Fenne. I have mine at exactly base speed. You're kind of just maxing out your damage and see what we can get. Frantic Flight should be your artifact of choice. Remember, this gives 10 crit chance, so you can drop your crit chance down to 90 if you can somehow manage to do that with her 30 free crit chance. Your sets, this Destro HP if you can. If you need to break the HP set, then break it. Next up, let's take a look at Ruiza. Ruiza, use Renewed Will. She has no AoEs, so it doesn't matter if it's not plus 30. You won't have to deal with the RNG of the CR push. So, the problem here is that Harsetti's S1 targets the highest HP enemy, or on your team, you are the enemy. So, your Ruiza kind of wants to be higher HP than your Fenne, which is kind of hard, because you also want 100 effectiveness. The Ignore Efres only applies to the bleed, it does not apply to the strip for some reason. And this makes it kind of hard to gear. One of the reasons I like using Achates a lot is you can drop pretty much all of your defense. Mine has a lot of defense just because of the gear that I have on her, but you could go full HP and effectiveness and drop all of your defense and be completely okay. So that is one of the reasons I think Achates is great. Besides that, your speed you probably can't adjust much, but mine is 145. Since we were talking about Achates, let's take a look at her. Achates, I have her at 178 speed, and your Ruiza Fenne speeds might make you need to adjust this a little bit, but we'll go over the general setup for it. And then we have 100% crit chance, and this is... Actually, I don't know if I ever actually hit the ad with Achates, but I pretty much did this because we have spare stats, and this is a just-in-case thing anyways. One other thing you could do is, if you're like confident in your setup that you're not ever going to hit the ad with Achates, you can just like max out her HP and ignore everything else. Just max out her HP and ignore everything else, pretty much. And I don't think it's really any, because she has like the 4-star base stats issue, but you can self-imprint her for HP and see if that's easier for you to gear than a ROM, because you can also S2 your self-invincibility, tank some of the damage. Artifact, I'm using Cardinal Miracles just because Queen's Whistle, everyone's got a different, amount. The CR push will change your positioning, and Achates does need to be pretty precise with her tuning. If you want to use Queen's Whistle, use it and just drop Achates' speed a bit. And also keep in mind the Queen's Whistle will be pushing off of either your Aramintha or your Ruiza, probably your Aramintha. Whoever's the highest attack. It might not be pushing off of your Fenne, or maybe it'll like swap mid-fight. Some weird stuff can happen with Queen's Whistle. So, Aramintha, you just give her whatever gear. I have her 238 speed, 100 crit chance, 108 or 100 effectiveness minimum. For EE, just don't take the detonate one is all that matters, and I have her on Warhorn. And that is it for everybody's stats. Let's take a look at the run. Looks like Achates went a little bit ahead on the starting CR RNG, but here's the actual numbers. You don't really have to do too much. We're just gonna hit Harsetti a bunch, press S3 with Ruiza this turn, and then beyond that you're just spamming S1s and press Achates S3 here and there for the heals, because we can afford to press it, so no reason not to, really. We're already at 70%, we got quite a few hits to go, so we'll just S3 here. You could also opt to wait a turn if you would rather let the stigma get cleansed on the, like, right here, but doesn't make too much of a difference. We'll go for our 2 strips for the Sovereign's mana. There's the first one, and here is the second one. So now we are here, and we have to figure out who our 3 hits are going to be. Achates is not going to be one of them, so I'm just going to open with S3. Hit the ad 3 times and it goes into stealth. Aramintha is our only AoE here. I'm just going to hit it like that, 1, 2, and then Fenne always wants to be 3. You can't hit Harsetti, so I'm going to hit Harsetti directly here. 3, it goes into stealth. Achates, we'll just do the usual turn skip thing. And then our 3 hits. Let's say it's Aramintha, Ruiza, and Fenne. So here we're going to reveal it. And this is as good of a time as any to spread. Now let's check our 3 hits again. This is 1. And then we're also going to S3 on this turn. And I'm also going to... I think I have to hit this. This is at 2. Yeah, so it goes into 3. We'll reveal it here. And that burn would have covered, because we had some RNG burns from Aramintha S1, the S3 would have covered everything. So we're going to let it pass a turn here. Because now her S3 is on 1 turn cooldown, we can just Achates S2 into her. And now her S3 is back up. And we have some spare hits to use, so we might as well use them. And 1 spare hit, it's fine, we're just gonna go. That delay there also has the benefit of, well, if you weren't fully injured with Achates healing you, you get fully injured. It also fully stacked the Frantic Flight, is the other thing that it did. Okay, so taking a look at some of the timings here. Don't think there's much I can really do.
싸움은 싫은데. 시작해볼까? 우스운 장난이구나. 어디 덤벼봐. 실력 발휘 좀 해볼까?
모두 구원해드릴게요.
And then, do I want the cleanse on this turn? I'm going to skip the cleanse for now. We'll go for our second strip.
누구네 뜻을 위해 사라져줘야겠어.
페네를 사랑해줘.
So again, we need 10 debuffs.
갈게.
한바탕 날뛰어볼까? 시작해볼까?
And remember, the ad remembers how many hits you have from the previous phase. I actually just forgot to reset it, but the timing works out pretty nicely. S3 here.
만만치 않을 거다.
And then, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3. So this timing is kind of awkward. I'm gonna hit Harsetti directly with Ruiza.
진정한 사랑을 보여줄게요. 아플 거예요.
어디 덤벼봐.
지지 않을 거예요.
And then gonna S2 myself here.
실력 좀 보지.
So this leaves me with 7 debuffs on Harsetti, 1 more Aramintha S3, and then a Ruiza S1, and we have max debuffs.
발악해봐. 한바탕 날뛰어볼까?
Okay, Aramintha cut there, which is very, very awkward.
우리가
That is probably a speed RNG thing. Though at this point in the run, it's not too hard to fix.
갈게.
시작해볼까? 이제 푹 쉬어.
We'll just reveal it.
모두 구원해드릴게요. 빛나는 날개를 펼칠게요. 페네를 사랑해줘요. 느껴져요. 아파의 사랑이.
어디 덤벼봐. 만만치 않을
Stew.
거다.
And then I'm actually gonna put in the stealth here so Aramintha can reveal it.
한바탕 날뛰어볼까? 제로 만들어줄까? 바이바이.
아파의 먹잇감이 잔뜩.
And then we have to hit on this turn.
안아줘요. 숨이 가빠지는
각은 뱉는
And just because that one bleed from Aramintha, I think this one? Or is it this one? One of these is RNG, so I'm gonna hit Harsetti with Ruiza once. Just because if you were missing that debuff, that would be the burn on that turn. Then we can toss this into Fenne. Her S3 comes back up.
해볼까?
We have 1 hit left to work with, might as well use it.
진정한 사랑을 보여줄게요.
And that's the rotation.
어서 주세요.
That one third I did mention was RNG. The Fenne getting cut by Aramintha thing was kind of RNG, but it's
덧없는 빨간
the end of the fight. There was a lot of leeway with how to play that. I think the mechanics aren't that hard to figure out.